Good morning, everybody. The nursery is just filled with all kinds of good stuff over here. Now, I've been growing some stuff, for everyone else out there that they might like to put in their yards, but vast majority of what's on the table at the moment is vegetables, and they're going into the spring garden over here. Seems like a nice day, and I do believe I'm going to get started pounding this stuff in the ground. And if any help comes by, I'm really going to push it in the ground fast. But in the meantime, anybody who needs vegetables, I have quite a bit right now. Is that right, Gracie? Do we get enough vegetables? Some very nice disease-resistant basil here. There's some yukon. I got lots of nice kale, Hawaiian chili pepper. Oh, there's the, they call it kabocha pumpkin, I call it Godzilla squash. Anyway, the local squash there. Right here's a flat full of Maui onions. Oh, just look at that broccoli. Cabbages are coming along, and lettuce is almost ready to eat. I'm selling each 6-pack with a package of ranch dressing on the side. Just kidding. Yeah. Now over here we have some really nice Koba scallions. There's more Koba in bigger pots there. Catnip for your kitties. Roselle, the fruiting hibiscus. Yes, and I have started peppers already, and so we have some new disease-resistant ancho, Anaheim, and jalapeno types here. There's a new cabbage, Famosa. It's a bit small yet, but not bad. There's thyme plants, beautiful strawberries. And people have been asking about these since last year when I talked about them. Over here on the left, there's a flat of the Mountain Merit. On this side, we have Skyway. Well, these are the tomatoes that did so well for us over here this last year. So yesterday I was out in the garden doing cleaning up, getting ready for all of this, and Skyway and Mountain Merit, both the tomatoes, were still out there in the garden from last April. That's amazing for me here in Puna. They didn't seem to have too much disease, but things have gotten messy. It's full of weeds. It's just time, sometimes you gotta just bite the bullet and do it. So I went through and I pulled out all of last year's tomato vines. It was worth the effort because these tomatoes were claimed to be nematode resistant. I pulled every one of them up. I couldn't find a gall on the roots from nematodes at all. Whoa, no wonder they were still there. And I know I got nemies out there. So that was very impressive. And even though I threw out some decent ripening fruit on the vines, we got new ones over here. We're going to start over. It was a time many years ago when I used to use more conventional means for preparing soil here, like tillage. But the soil here, tillage just destroys its structure and it runs right down the mountain every time we get a big rain. So I had to give that up. And what I did instead was using both this road tar flamer here. Okay, this baby right here does a pretty good job on weeds. I also use some woven industrial style weed block to do the job. Things are looking pretty good out here. The onions have been in for a while and they're thriving. Here you can see we're using the woven weed block. Typically I'll grow a crop. After the crop's done, I'll pull the crop out and I'll toss this stuff over the top of it. Now, slugs accumulate underneath here, and so that's one way that I control them. As I pull this off to plant, I'm going to have a whole lot of slugs right in my face. Yes, the weed block is more or less a slug trap and a weed killer. Gracie's come out to inspect the work. Onions are looking good. I'm pleased. Some areas, instead of using the weed block, I use that flamer. This had been my sweet corn. I went through and I flamed it pretty good. It helps not only with the weeds, but it's also valuable when it comes to an instar stage of the thrip. I have a thrip problem out here that chews up lettuce. One of the juvenile forms of the critter is very abundant in this soil. Well, this kind of toasts them. They don't like it. Sets them back real bad. It's also real good for slugs, slug eggs. And so it's a good way to sanitize out here. Now, typically in between, I'm constantly laying down organic matter by putting it under the tarps and just letting it decompose. Right over there on my Yukon, you can see what kind of a mess we had out here before I got started. And over here is more work where I flamed yesterday. This over here had all been my tomatoes. I went through and I just physically hand weeded all of that. And pulled the tomato vines out of there and basically just cleaned it all up by hand. A lot of work, a lot of work. I'm still sore. Well, that's Anthony up there roaring with the mower. He's getting all wet. But I went ahead and just before I got soaked, I broke down. I put in a whole bunch of broccoli, a little bit of lettuce, a whole bunch of kabocha pumpkin squash over there, and some more lettuce. The kabochas are going to run across that weed block mat there. Yeah, I got started at it, but I got lots of plants left. Don't worry. I'll have more vegetable starts coming on over here. I'm going to start some Poamoho pole beans. I got some Hawaiian super sweet. I think number 10, I think, coming on that I'm going to get going with over here. I also got a thing called Mini Love, which is a diploid watermelon I've been doing quite well with. Yeah. The pickle worms don't seem to like it very much, and so I've actually been growing this thing exposed to the air without shelter. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be experimenting this year by using some spinosad, though. That's the bacteria spray to try to control these thrips. The thrip is a problem. It loves moist soils and decomposing organic matter. And I have a massive crop of them out there. Little tiny white specks that just drain the juice right out of my lettuce leaves. They don't like some things. They don't seem to bother the broccoli at all. So there'll be some other things coming up over here. But right now I'm very much focusing on a lot of that really cool weather stuff or things that take a little while. So I do have some peppers, and hey, you know, everybody wants those tomatoes. These tomatoes are a wonder. Yes, I have had years and years and years of failures from tomatoes over here due to leaf blights and nematodes. This one, the only problem I've had so far is birds picking at the fruit, slugs maybe getting to the fruit. That's about it. It's just been trucking right along. It will start getting out there, and once it starts going out, it's not going to be on the tables over here anymore. And I'll look at it each morning and go, oh, nobody came by to buy this. I guess I just better put it in the ground, you know. And then 3 days later, hey, where's that lettuce you had on the video? It's in the field. Yeah, that's what happens. I really seldom throw any of these things away if I don't sell them. Most of the time, they end up getting just put into the field, grow them out. Yeah, okay, folks. Aloha. Y'all, hang loose. I hope things are going okay for you over there in the mainland. Here, the weather is cool. Yeah, it's cool. Past cool, maybe a little breezy. I don't know, nothing too extreme, but it is cool. That's for sure. Otherwise, that's little to say when I'm taking a look at, like, you know, what Texas is burning. Some places are freezing. They're having heat waves at the same time. There's snowstorms, and you know, I guess it's the warmest winter on record ever for a whole lot of parts of the mainland. Hasn't been hot here. We had a 3-week drought in January. It began with one heck of a rain. I don't recall the inches right now, but it was a lot. It was a big rain, and then boom, 3 weeks, no rain. Then the rain came back. It's, I guess, kind of normal. It's coming in its trade showers and stuff. Things are warming up a little bit. For a while, it was just unbearably miserable. I wasn't going out. I'm going to go out there and do anything. I mean, the high for the day was, maybe 61 degrees at times. Thick clouds and drizzly. No, not the kind of weather that inspires me to go out and let's plant some tomatoes. Yeah, no. So, anyway, it's all up and coming, and if you need it, come and get it. Yeah.
Gracie. Hey, Gracie. Yeah, this video has been Gracie Cat certified, right? Yeah? Yeah, sure has. Yeah.